Copper is going to make such a difference to your Minecraft life. Hey guys, what's up? It is jjaaxxthelegend here, and today I'm here with another Minecraft informative video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys everything you need to know about the new 1.17 ore and blocks copper. The copper ore comes in two different variants, the deep slate and then the general. So the general looks like it's in stone, and then the deep slate like it's in deep slate. It has a normal frequency but is slightly less than iron, and you can find these in between levels to 0 and 96. However, it does peak at levels 48, so if you're looking for a lot of copper, mine at that level 48 or close to it. So, once you've mined these deep slate or general variants of ores, you can smelt them and create copper blocks that look something like this. Now, it can only be crafted back into ingots if it hasn't been waxed, and notice compared to the normal ingots, you only have to use 4 for copper. Now, this makes it super useful when building because it uses less ingots. Your block also can't be turned back into ingots if it has been oxidized. So we'll go more into oxidization a bit later, but basically if it turns of any color other than this regular one or has been waxed, you can't turn it into these beautiful ingots here. Now, the copper block that you get from crafting your copper ingots doesn't come in any other form and has to be crafted into cut copper to make stairs and slabs out of copper. You can do this in a stone cutter, as you can see here. So if I grab out some copper and open up my stone cutter, you can see I've got multiple different options. I can use just cut copper, which looks like bricks, cut copper slabs, and then cut copper stairs. All of these forms of cut copper, for example these cut copper stairs, will still oxidize unless they are waxed. You can also craft these items in a crafting table. However, it is much less efficient. As you can see here, you do not get one stair for every one block. All copper, excluding the ingots and ores, will oxidize slowly. This includes slabs and stairs. All copper will oxidize though with not ingots / ore though, but all of the copper blocks and stairs, etc. And you can see here the different stages. We have copper, exposed copper, which is just slightly green, weathered copper, which is very green, and then oxidized copper, which almost looks like a variant of prismarine. Now, this relies on random tick speed, so in the spawn, etc., a player must be present. Random tick speed is normally set to 3 ticks per second, however it might be changed on your server / world. For those who are interested in this little fun fact, oxidization is when the copper is exposed to air. This creates copper oxide, which adheres to the outside of the copper, creating this green sort of look, this green coating. Now let's move on to the next fact. Any stage of oxidization can be stopped by waxing, and waxing is super simple. It is done with a honeycomb and whatever you want. If you create, say, a waxed copper block and then craft some stairs or some slabs out of these blocks, it will stay in that waxed state. It won't revert to its normal state, allowing you to choose any of these colors shown here and build your full house out of them. I love this sort of very starting of the oxidization color, as it adds a little bit of weathering to the house, making it very realistic. As well as mining, there's another way to get copper. It's a little bit less efficient, but it's always fun. Drowned have a 5% chance of dropping the copper ingot. With looting 1 it's 6, looting 2 it's 7%, and with looting 3 it's 8%. Say hi to our little friend Carl. Hello, Carl. For this reason, because the drowned drops it, copper is considered a renewable resource, and you can technically make a fully automatic copper farm. The copper ingot can also be used to craft something called a spyglass. If any of you guys are familiar with Optifine, the spyglass acts very similar to the zooming effect. And as you can see, it is crafted using one of these amethyst shards and a copper ingot, so it's super simple to craft. And it's set to FOV to 1/10 of what it is. So that means if your FOV is, for example, 70, it'll change it to 7. My FOV is currently on 80 because I just slid it down to make it a bit easier. So when I zoom in, it's going to change it to 8. And if you go even lower to say 30, it's going to change it to 3, so it's going to be even more zoomed in. Look at that beautiful blocky texture. Let's just move it along here so we can have a look at how zoomed in this is. Now I'm just going to change back because I feel very weird on that FOV. So that is another awesome addition. This will be great for bird watching, if some parrot watching. There are no parrots around because I'm not in a jungle, but if there were, I could watch the parrots. Now let's move on to the next thing that can be crafted with copper, a lightning rod. So this lightning rod is made with 3 copper ingots in a straight line, and as you can see, you can put it in multiple different sort of orientations, so this is great for building, but its actual use is to sort of bring all the lightning, so instead of it hitting your build, it hits the lightning rod and doesn't burn down your wooden house. As well as that, a lightning rod will emit a redstone current when hit by lightning, because all the power that's in that bit of copper goes straight out. Now, a lightning rod can also be used to help make a charge creeper if you don't have a trident. So basically, the lightning will hit this lightning rod, but the game will see it as being close enough to this creeper to make it a charged creeper. This will allow you to get loads of different mob heads. So let me grab out my trident and enchant it with channeling. And then if I hit it with this, now I'm just doing this because that means I don't have to wait, but you can actually just wait for the lightning to hit, so I'm going to do this. You can see it becomes a charged creeper, and I can do whatever I want with this, whether I want to get some mob heads or just blow up my friend's base. So, if you want to see a better setup and more efficient way to trap this creeper or any mob you like and get it struck by lightning, make sure to check out the video that is linked in the description down below. It's a super easy way to trap any mob and get it struck by lightning. So now let's move on to the next thing. Some might find this boring, but I find it really interesting. The math behind these copper blocks. So each stage, all of the stages are shown here, will take between 50 and 85 game days to go to the next stage. Each game day count is roughly 20 minutes. So from copper to fully oxidized, it is between 100 and 255 in-game days. Now this is only the days that the player is loaded in the chunk. So if you're all the way in the nether or a long way away from your base, maybe at your friend's base, your copper will not oxidize. Now that you know all these facts about the amazing copper, let's have a look at a few awesome ways you can use these in your builds. Now, huge shout out to ArmorWild1 for coming up with a few of these awesome build ideas. Make sure to go check out her tutorials on my channel. Here I've used some of the deep slate copper as well as a bunch of the different copper variants to create an awesome window as well as a cool wall. You also might notice that the path I'm walking on uses something very similar. It's using some of the tinted glass, which is another 1.17 feature, as well as the copper deep slate. It's one of my favorite blocks, is copper deep slate. Now you can build a roof out of copper, but out of full copper looks a bit sort of unrealistic because it's all so perfect. But to add a bit of texture to it, you can add in some oxidized copper, and it really gives a rustic feel to it, as you can see here. And of course, I've added in a bit of oxidized copper under the window as well to show that the weathering is on from all sides. These lightning rods can also be used, like I stated before, for buildings. I've used these to hold up some candles, which look absolutely amazing. You can also have these just 1 block short, but 2 blocks short add in sort of a more regal feeling. As well as that, you can hang lanterns off of them, and even use them to create a wardrobe. Now, how cute is that? And if you have an armor stand mod on your server, you could even put an armor stand in there and make it invisible, so it looks like your leather chestplate or your diamond chestplate is hanging from the rod. Now let's move over to here where we have a slightly more bulky light, but we're using the same principle as the one over there, where we have 2 copper rods, then we have our shroom light with a copper slab on top. Doesn't it look great? I can really see a full house made out of copper using all of these different ideas. Now over here, you can also use them as sort of a railing. Oh, or if the Mr. Skeleton walks in there, it could be a prison. Dun, dun, dun. Except I think, yeah, you can walk through these. That'd be a very bad prison, actually. Do not make a prison out of this if you want to keep your inmates secure. The other great use for copper rods is to create legs for a table. I love this so much, it's now going to be one of my favorite things to build tables out of. And of course, if you haven't done this before, you need to put string under where the carpet lies, otherwise the carpet will break. Down on to the next thing. You can use copper as like a form of dumbbells or weights, as you see here. Check out Wild's latest mountain cabin tutorial where she shows you guys how to use some copper as well as some of the other new 1.17 blocks in your Minecraft build. So now you guys know all about copper, how it works, and have some great ideas on how to decorate your Minecraft worlds using it. So that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe for more awesome, informative, and information videos, as well as some tutorials and SMP videos. So I'll see you guys later. And remember, stay carbonated.